gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat.
What's up, family? Happy, what is today? Tuesday. How you doing? How you living? How you feeling? How you mom now? So just dropped off Thomas at school, and Theo's school, I don't know why, but they're not like allowed in the building until damn near 9 o'clock. So I was like, we got some time, and instead of just like waiting out in front of the school so then I can go to work, we might as well look at this one of the houses that I found. I found a new house. I found a couple new houses, but this first one that we're about to go to, it says it's only like 7 minutes away from the boys' school. So I was like, might as well check it out, see what it's like, what it looks like. So yeah, that's what we're on our way to now. So this is a 3-bed, 2-bath home, and I will post the pictures in the atmosphere for your viewing pleasure. And it's telling me here, see Theo's head in the background. He says, hi guys. We got to make more videos on you guys' channel, but he said subscribe to TNT Super Brothers, which I'll also link in the comments. Yes, I'll do that. But yeah, so we're on our way to go see this house. It wouldn't change the boys' schools. They would go to the same ones, which is in essence what I really want to do. I don't want to have to.
Oh, yeah, not this house, but I have to go to another school and have to stay in this school.
Well, that was a different house, Theo. So this is house number 1 that we're about to go to. House number 2 is that one is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, but
Oh, no.
I know the 1-bathroom kills me, but it's sitting on almost 4 acres. So I was like, for 4 acres, I can tolerate having to share a bathroom with the kids. Because, it's 4 acres of land. And listen, they're not making any more land. They're not. Like, what is here is all that we have. So I might as well own as much of it as I possibly can for as inexpensive as I possibly can. So this is house number 2. I'll put the pictures up all up in the atmosphere. That is the 4-acre house. We drove past that house with the boys, but we did like a quick drive-by because there was a car behind me and I didn't have like space or room to pull over. But like, it's a really nice house. It's like all the way in the back in like the sticks, but I don't mind that. Like, I would just have to keep my car maintenance top tier because you can't live out there without a car, because it's not on a bus route, it's not on any sort of public transit route. I would definitely need a vehicle. But it's 4 acres though. So that's house number 2. The other problem with house number 2, aside from the 1 bathroom, is that there's currently a squatter in the house. So like having to figure out how I would navigate getting the squatter out of said house and all of those things. So that's house number 2. Then there's house number 3, but I can't remember all the details about house number 3 right now. So just give me a minute. But let's talk about house number 1 right now, since that's where we're on our way to. No, house number 3. But I can't remember all the details of house number 3 right now, so we're just gonna skip it until I can remember all of its details. Huh? Oh, okay, so I remember house number 3 is in a completely different city. Both boys would have to change schools. But it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's in a really nice neighborhood, but almost like house number 2, only this one's a little worse because they would need like a almost complete remodel on the inside. I don't know what happened, but like all of the ceilings in the rooms are like down, so they would have to put up all new ceilings. Some walls are down, so I would have to put up all new walls. Like it needs work. It needs a lot of work. And so I know with like a lot of FHA loans, like they don't do all that. Like the house needs to be ready to go.
House number 3 have
cross 3 lanes of traffic in a hurry. That was horrible. It's bad driving on my part. What would you say, Theo? They all have a backyard, but none of them have a pool.
At least they have a backyard.
Yeah, I wouldn't get a house that didn't have a backyard because y'all need room to run.
Big backyard?
House number 2 has a really big backyard.
We're just gonna get the roof.
And the squatter out. But yeah, what was I saying? House number 3. So I know I was saying with the FHA loans, I know it's like pretty much the house has to be darn near ready to go kind of things. And I think all 3 houses are all sold as is. So I don't think that's going to work with an FHA loan. But I know house number 2 and house number 1, they're in an area where like USDA loans are approved. But I don't know if they allow for like the house to require some sort of renovation to it. So I would definitely have to look into that. This is house number 1, the one that the 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
So you're trying to tell me they're really short houses?
Yeah. And this looks like a trailer park.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
it might be one.
So you guys wouldn't have a lot of space to run around.
Big Bobby, it's
Yeah,
no
boo-boo.
backyard.
I know, there's no backyard. That is not ideal. So you and your brother definitely need space to run. I was supposed to go down to this one.
No, maybe all houses only one backyard.
In a perfect world. Which one are you? Which one are
Guess
you?
what? My mom doing GPS.
Oh, goodness.
I can see that square. Wherever I go, destination, Bobby.
It's coming up.
If we have no backyard, what destination?
I kind of want to say that one's it, but it's not. There isn't much of a yard. There's no yard. It's like a house right in back. So, yeah. House number 1, I don't think you're it because are you a 2-way street? I pray you are. Yeah, this house isn't gonna work. So they're all like double wide mobile homes.
Trailer house.
So I know like the actual mortgage on the house would be cheap. However, then you have to pay park fees, which I don't even know how much those are. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Not for us.
Because I have nowhere to run.
No, you don't.
I'm going to the second one.
Well, no, because now we need to start heading back to your school. And house number 2, that one's a little further out. That's the one you would have to switch elementary schools, but brother would be able to stay at that middle school. Yeah, this isn't enough room.
We only looked at house.
I know, but we didn't get to like fully look at it because we were in a rush. There was that big truck behind us that day. Oof. All right, now how do I get up and out? So yeah, I don't think house number 1 is a go. No, not at all. Back to the drawing board. on these houses. And I still have to find a first-time home buyer education class, because I don't know if I had told you guys before, but the class that I originally, like the one I like showed you guys the picture, and I went and paid and got all my paperwork together and got the book from and all that stuff, and I was ready to go.
We went to the dragon place?
No, Theo. Originally they told me that the class started on the 7th of November. And I was like, all right, cool. The 7th of November rolls around, and at the time the class is supposed to start, they never sent me the link for the Zoom. So I emailed them like, hey, nobody ever sent me the link. I know the class is about to start. They're like, oh, the class, we're not going to have class today for whatever reason. We'll have class tomorrow. All right, bet. So the next day rolls around. Again, I'm waiting for the class to start. Because mind you, in that first email, when they emailed me back the first time, on the 7th, first they addressed the email to somebody named Ebonique. Who is Ebonique? I don't know. So they addressed it to someone named Ebonique. And then they said in the email, like, oh, everybody will be sent the Zoom link tomorrow, right before the class, like 10 minutes before the class, like 5:20. Cool. So fast forward to the next day, 5:20 rolls around. I'm stalking my email, like, all right, they're going to send me this link. They're going to send the link. So I'm waiting. 5 minutes rolls around, 10 minutes rolls around. I'm like, all right, class is supposed to be starting right now. So I emailed them again. Hey, still didn't receive that link. Never got an answer. All right, bet. So the next day comes, I call the office. They're like, oh, the next English speaking class doesn't happen until January. What? That's not what you told me. You told me the next English speaking class happens on the 7th. I was prepared for the 7th. I can't do the January class because my job, we have to do a training for new volunteers and all that stuff, and I'm actually like running that training. And that. All right, so the video cut off, and I don't know where I was when it cut off. You're right, I was here with you. You got jokes, Theo. But yeah, so called the office. They never answered my email. Ended up calling them. They're like, oh no, next English speaking class isn't until January. I'm running a training for my job in January, so I wouldn't even be able to take that class, which means that I would then have to wait for that class to be over to take that one that comes after it. I don't have that kind of time to waste. So now I need to find another first-time homebuyer education class and pray that it doesn't meet on days that I have to do this training for my job. That's where we are. Drawing board, I guess.
I know my house should be in number 2.
Yeah, I would love for it to be house number 2. It's just I'm just trying to figure out like how exactly you get a squatter out of the house. And say what now? House number 3? Okay, yeah, we could do house number 3. It needs renovations.
Oh my God.
Before we could move in, and then you would both have to go to new schools. I would have to find a house number 4. I haven't found a house number 4 yet. But house number 1 that we just saw is most definitely not it. What's up, family? How you doing? How you living? How you feeling? How you mom now? So, it is Saturday. What is this? A week before Christmas? I don't know. But look at this. I just want y'all to look at something. Look at that. Y'all see all those presents right there? Presents. Presents on presents. More presents. Even more presents. Present back there. Presents up there. Guess what? Not a single one of these are for me. Not a single one. And I paid for all of these. All of them. With my hard-earned money dollars. And not a single one is addressed to me. Theo's section. Both boys section. Tom section. My mom's section. I don't have a section. No sections for me. So, I came to that realization at work yesterday as I was having my lunch at Sam's Club, because you know you can get a pizza combo for like $2.50, and I was like, why spend a whole bunch of money on lunch when, you know, I'm trying to buy a house and things. So yeah, I had lunch at Sam's Club, and while I was in Sam's Club, I was like, I don't have any gifts, because I was looking at more things that I could buy for everybody else, but I was like, I don't have any gifts, and I'm buying all of these gifts. So I bought myself some gifts. And then I feel like just to crave that yearning I'm probably going to have to like open a gift, I'm going to wrap said gifts that I bought for myself so that I can sit them under the tree so that I can get a section. Can I get a section? That's all I'm asking for. A section. I mean, I don't even have like a colored picture, not a macaroni necklace, nothing. So I'm going to wrap the gifts that I got for myself to put them under the tree while I give you guys housing updates. So let's go. Alright, so as I'm wrapping these gifts, I'm watching Chicken Run 2. And are there any other elder millennials in the building who remember this movie? Because this was so hilarious to me. Like that one scene where I forget what the chicken's name was. She was like, my whole life flashed before my eyes. It was really boring. Loved this movie. So I'm going to be doing that at the same time. We love multitasking over here. Okay. This is all the wrapping paper I have left. Which I will say, this one roll went mighty far because it wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gifts. So it did go far. I think it's only going to be able to wrap one thing now, and then I'll just have to stick a bow on top of something else. Alright, but the one thing I got myself is this water drop hydration. Alright, Chicken Run, you're doing a lot. Okay. So the first thing I got myself is this water drop hydration set. Starter set. So it's like, it comes with like this glass water bottle. And then with these little cubes, they're supposed to be like flavor vitamin cube things that you can drop into the bottle, fill it up with water. Then your water is now tasty and has vitamins in it. So I got this for myself, got this from Sam's, like I was saying before. It was only 20 bucks, so I figured why not. But yeah. And even this, I don't think is going to get the best wrap job because this is all the paper that is left. Even though I think I have more, maybe somewhere. Should have brought the wrapping paper I had bought for work. Because we had a door decorating contest at my job, and at first, my particular department, we weren't going to participate. But then everybody else was like, oh, you guys should do it, you guys should do it. And they already know that we don't want to be in our particular office. Which there's a whole backstory to why we don't want to be in this particular office. So we just hung, like, we printed out, like, a Grinch face and just taped it to our door. And that was our decoration for a while. And he was like, oh, that's y'all's decorations. Like, y'all really want to be the Grinch of the office? Yeah, Linda. That's why we printed out the Grinch's face. So it got closer to the competition time. Our boss came in to check on us, and she was like, oh, why don't you guys decorate? We'll go to Dollar Tree after we get done this meeting, and we'll go get some things, and you guys can decorate. And I was like, listen, I am not about to pay my hard-earned money dollars for this little contest, and all the person wins is bragging rights. Absolutely not. No, thank you. You only got to do me dirty once for me to never give you the opportunity to do it again. Because we had another event that I spent almost $300 on to make happen and possible. From the decorations, we had to do a parade for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We did a parade. We did trunk or treats to like let the community know about our organization and the help that we could provide and all that jazz. But my organization provides no funds. I had no funds to go towards these events. So I was buying candy, bags and bags of candy. And at one trunk or treat, it was like over 1,000 people that we saw at one trunk or treat. Then we did a parade, which was another 1,500 people. And we had to give out candy as we were walking in this parade. My organization didn't buy any of the candy. We had to supply it ourselves. So, you know, when I gave in my receipts to get reimbursed for the money that I spent, it became a game of, oh, we don't know where this money is going to come from. We're going to have to try to work it out, see how we can get you the money back out of the budget. And then call me into my supervisor's office with like the administrative assistant for the big bosses to basically be like, oh, you know, next time you got to tell us beforehand that you need these things and then we'll be able to pay for them. But the items, like do the items still have tags on them? No, Linda, why would they still have the tags on them if we had to use them? But the name of the item needs to be like written out explicitly on the receipt. So like I had bought these big flowers from Home Goods. The flowers were like big ones, huge ones, different colors, because our theme was like a garden theme. And the receipt just said home decor. It didn't say like giant flowers. It just said home decor. So because it just said home decor, they're like, oh, you know, that could be anything, so we're not going to be able to reimburse you for those. Okay. And then it just became like nickel and diming me on every single thing that was purchased. And I was like, all right, y'all got me once, never again. So when it came to the door decorating contest, I was like, listen, boss, all I got is $5 on it. That's it. All I got is $5. That is it. That is all. I will be contributing no more. I only got $5. So I went to good old $1.25 Tree and got, I don't want to crush you. You need to go here. And got wrapping paper, some tinsel, and some bows. And called it a day. And everything else came off the company dime of just printer paper and us printing out pictures from Google. And here's what our door looked like. But yeah. And then y'all want to know, we went through all of that and didn't even place. Like, I'm glad I only spent $5. But I'm going to show y'all what we lost to. This was first place. Second place. Third place. I forget what I was even talking about now that I got off on that tangent. But yes, okay, the wrapping paper. I had leftover wrapping paper from for the door. I should have brought that home and then I wouldn't be short wrapping paper. And I must say, this is the most neatly wrapped present I have ever done in my life. But I promised y'all housing updates, so here it is. I finally decided on a first-time homebuyer program. It is not NACA. Just because y'all know I'm in a rush. I say it all the time. love my mother to pieces, but we can't live together with me being an adult with children of my own. We just can't. I can't do it. So decided on a first-time home buyer program for my state, and like filled out their little application process thing, and they paired me with a realtor. Well, they didn't pair me with, like, once you fill out the application, they basically put you on a list, and a bunch of realtors that are affiliated with that program reach out and contact you. So a whole bunch reached out, and I like messaged all of them back, and the one that like got back to me the fastest and was like really on top of everything, and I liked her the most just from our emails back and forth, I chose her. Sent her over all of my paperwork and everything, and she did like enrolling me into the program, seeing how much I would be eligible for as far as the program goes, because you can get up to $10,000 for my region. So if I was in the northern part of my state, it would be up to $15,000, because it's higher priced up there because of how close they are to New York. So it's more expensive up there, so they get more money. But South Jersey, I guess they don't really care about us that much. We only get $10,000. So I was eligible for the full $10,000. So I would get that in housing assistance. And then she did my pre-approvals to see how much I would be eligible for, like breaking down how much I would need to bring to the table as far as closing costs goes. So it was $2,300 is what I need to have saved in the bank. And then she was like, you know, you can get approved for more, because I ended up being approved for $135,000 to go towards a house. She's like, but if you pay off a couple more of your lower balanced cards, you'd be eligible for more. So I was like, all right, cool, bet. So that is where we are. We are pre-approved, and she was just like, let me know when you're ready to start looking at houses and everything. And I don't know how that's going to work, because my work schedule is insane. Like, utter insanity. But I sent her the houses that I was talking about earlier. House 1, house 2, house 3. So, talked it over with my brother. I always get sage advice from my brother. He doesn't think I should do, what was it? House 2, the one with the squatter. He thinks that's a no-go. Yes, it has a lot of land, but then how much would it cost? It's going to cost a lot to fence all of that land. Who is going to tend and mow all of that land? He was being realistic about it, and I appreciate that. So, unfortunately, house number 2 is scratched off the list, along with house number 1, because I didn't show it to y'all when we drove through it, when I did it with Theo, but there was no yard. Everybody was kind of like on top of each other, and plus it comes with lot rent, so that to me is like having an HOA, so no thank you. So yeah, that's where we are now. So my brother suggested I look at townhomes or condos, but like I really don't want neighbors that close to me. But at this point, I don't know if I have a choice, and I don't know how long do pre-approvals last. Like, do I have to get pre-approved again if I wait too long? But yeah, so that is where we are. All right, gift number 2 that I got myself is this 90-piece meal prep kit. So it's like a bunch of different size bento boxes. So like the purple ones, I have a side of where I can do 2 cups worth of food, and then 2 other compartments that are 1 cup each. Then the, I don't know, pinky tan ones, they have one side that's 2 cups, side that's 1 cup, and then the green ones are no additional trays, just 4 cups is something. And here's where it tells you all of that. So bam. Because I really want to get on my health kick and like start preparing my food, because this going out and buying lunch every day is for the birds. It truly is for the birds. Like, I've looked over my bank statement and the amount of times that I've gone out to eat. Like, even with the boys, they don't know what a home-cooked meal is, because they always want McDonald's, Burger King, French fries. I'm like, we have that at home, but for some reason, McDonald's or Burger King always wins out, and that's money. Yes, you get points and everything, and a lot of times I try to use the points, but like, it's a waste of food to then buy groceries if you're just going to eat out. And eating out isn't healthy. And I feel like I'm getting a double chin in all the work that I did do, and going to the gym and losing a whole bunch of weight. I feel like I'm just gaining it all back, with eating it all back. And that's not cute. It's like not at all. So now I got my meal prep boxes. So let me figure out how I'm going to wrap this. Hold on. I did buy this like Santa sack from Dollar Tree at one point. So yeah, I'm just going to put my last little gift into this because I don't feel like driving just to go get wrapping paper. So I'm just going to put it in here and stuff some tissue.